Welcome to the age of Aquarius. And a kitty cat sneeze right there at the beginning. My kitty Artemis is sneezing. Infinite love and gratitude to all of you. It is a fantastic Sunday. And I've had some phenomenal aha moments along with my husband. And I wanted to share that with you. Some of you are going to get what I'm laying down. Others, maybe not so much. But at least think it over in your head and kind of mull it around a little bit. So I hope that this will definitely hit the right ears when you need to hear it, for sure. So we're going to talk about Ascension and what that really is. It's funny because the readings were saying drop your preconceived notions. Well, here's my preconceived notion about Ascension. I thought we had to die to make that happen. That's not true. You don't. You're actually achieving ascension while you're in the biosuit. You are avatars after all. You're merely a spirit experiencing the dimensions. Yeah. It's funny because there's people that talked about how we exist on a bunch of different levels all at the same time. And I know that's true because I've seen it. It's like on another dimensional plane, my husband isn't such a nice guy.
No.
And I'm probably not so great either. We're living very animal instinct like. He's cheating on me, and I'm pregnant, or was, in one of the dimensions with a child. And yeah, I've witnessed several dimensions. And I've seen what we do to each other. It's not good. I know he kills me in one of them. Anyway, I digress. I want to entertain you guys. At the same time, I'm trying to enlighten and teach because I'm learning. And like I said, I'm not a master. I'm just simply conveying what I'm learning. Because someone that's wise will convey what they know as they learn it. And my team, whom I've talked about before, is teaching me some stuff. That last one about gratitude, that was a big one. That was a game changer for me personally. So being able to sit in the here and now and truly find something that you're grateful about. I have a whole bunch of things I'm grateful about. You have no idea. I sat here and thinking about all the things, and it's like, wow, I got a big list. But if you can think of just one thing, just one, it just takes one, right? That you're grateful about. See, that's the thing. Remember, I talked about it in that last one about the woman that I was trying to spiritually help. And she's like, everything's just horrible. My whole life. And people keep telling me it's going to get better. And it doesn't. That's because she's forgotten to live in the here and now. And the two keys to ascension: infinite love and gratitude. That's what she's forgetting. Infinite love and gratitude. She forgot to be grateful. No matter how bad it gets, there's always something.
She got stuck.
She's stuck in the mud.
Yeah, 'cause, manifestation really begins in the mind, right? The minds. Like, there's this new age saying, like, what is it? When you
Get up here in this mic.
when you think
Like,
positive,
talk.
when you think positive, I'm too close to it.
No, you're not.
When you think positive, then that will come about, right? Well, that's not exactly true. Just thinking about it is a very good thing, and it brings the energy to manifest good things in your life or bad things in that situation with that woman. But this woman most likely forgot the most important step about it, and that is uh, taking action upon those thoughts and positive things that she wants in her life. Yeah, you got to follow it up with action.
Yeah. Right thought
Make it
and
happen.
right action.
Yeah, make it happen. Right thought, living in gratitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then follow it up with action and moving towards it.
Yeah.
That's what this person forgot, really. And she was all stuck in the, oh, poor me. I'm so poor.
Yeah, she was in
and
pity mode.
and
I'm having my
probably
pity party, and I'm just going to sit in it and
Yeah.
cross my. It was very Four of Cups.
and rightfully so.
Four of Cups upside
Most
down, I
likely,
should say.
this person had one of the worst things happen to her, probably even more, and that is very traumatizing. But there is a way out of it. You can move on from it. You'll never forget it, but you can get out of it if you want it.
Yeah.
If you really want it.
So here's the deal. Ever since I did that video, because my team asked me to do that video, and I was actually almost disgruntled with them.
Yeah.
I almost felt like they were giving me no choice but to do the video.
Tell them.
Yeah.
Tell them.
I was like, here's the conversation we were having. I'm going to be straight up and honest about the conversation I was having with Gabrielle and Ad and I. I'm like, so you want me to talk about gratitude and to be in gratitude? And I was like, so if that's the last step that I need to find out, are you guys going to kill me after I do it? Really? I asked that.
You're going to kill me?
Yes, this Aquarius is very hard-headed, and sometimes they have to hit me upside the head with bricks to get me to finally get it through my thick head. Yeah. I'm a fixed sign. I'm extremely stubborn. They're used to working with me, and so they know how to prod me in just the right way to get me to finally get the message. But yeah, I was like, what are you going to do? Kill me after that? Okay. So they didn't kill me. Not yet, anyway. So here's the deal. The other day we had this, oh yeah, I forgot my rings. I gotta have my rings on. Yeah. Anyway. So the other day we had the reading. Remember this card right here. This Prince of Swords was really popping at me. That whole song, Purple Haze and stuff. And I even brought up the card and I pointed it out. This bird is polarized. And then you got this sword of truth and clarity, right? And then this bird has passed past the sword and is ascending to this purple. Because they've told me about a purple Gaia, okay? This bird's ascending to purple Gaia. This one that's polarized doesn't get it past the sword. This prince is like Anubis. I don't know if you guys know about the ancient teachings of all the different religions, but this is like Anubis weighing your heart against a feather. Yeah. One bird passes, the other one doesn't make it.
That's not.
Well, it's also about Anubis. Anubis is also the one that weighs the hearts against a feather.
Right.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Anyway, yeah, different. Yeah, he's talking about Mont, which is another version of the story. Okay. Her story, his story, history. Words have more than one meaning. Remember that. Anyway, so are you going to pass that test so that you can ascend? And do you have to die to make ascension? Because that's why I said, what are you going to do? Kill me after that? If that's the last step, do I die after that? No, I don't, because I'm supposed to be here to teach you this too. Okay, allow me to be your guide, not your master. Don't bow down to me. Don't pray to me. Pray to yourself. Okay, so allow me to be your guide. It's funny because the other thing that this reminds me of is this recent Virgo moon that we just had, because that one's a big deal. It changed everything. And it did for me. It changed everything. I am a Virgo moon. And it quite literally changed everything. Notice the Luna Maz ascending up that red carpet so that they can follow. That's you guys. Anyway, so I started.
I see a big vagina in this. To me, to be honest,
That's my husband.
no, it's creation energy. See, it even got the stars there.
Yeah.
And these are us. These butterflies.
Yeah, it's funny because we just got done watching a video that has stars floating all around. Five pointed stars.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
I see that.
Yeah.
You know? Also see that it's like an eye if you're looking sideways.
Yes, it is.
It's like
yeah, if you look at it sideways. Looks like an eye. See?
Chicken
okay.
eye.
Now, if I can remember where I was when he sidetracked me, which is okay, because that's cool. Sometimes Aquarius needs to be sidetracked. But anyway, here's the deal. I woke up the past 2 days. Remember, I was getting that lavender haze, Taylor Swift. Watch the video too. Don't just look at the words. Watch the video. Now, the last couple of days, and I want you to watch this video too, Harry Styles, As It Was is the name of the song, has been going through my head for 2 days now, right as I get up. Remember, I was having that conversation with Gabriel and I just as I was waking, because I was having it in the astral, and it came up into the 3D with me when I woke up. So I manifested it in, anchoring things into the planet, right? So here we go. That song, it's like, in this world, it's just us. You know it's not the same as it was. Okay? Gravity's holding me back. Gravity's holding somebody back. Somebody else ascended. Now, I want you to look at a second video and listen to the words, is "I Would Die For You" by The Weeknd. And watch that video, and you'll see Starboy, because that's what he calls himself, Starboy. Well, who's the star? Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. Who's the star? Aquarius is the star. Okay? And he pulls a star off her bedroom wall, and they're all floating around them. And at the very end, a cross comes up out of the ground, and he ascends without her. He ascends without her. You know, a long time ago, Gabriel told me you can't save them all. He was straight up about that, and I took it as a challenge. I was like, watch me. Yeah, he was right. He was right. Because some of you are ready for this, but you're going to have to leave others behind because they're not going to get what you're doing, or they're not going to understand what I'm saying. So that's perfectly fine with me. Those of you that don't understand it and don't get it and want to go back to this polarization of the 3D holodeck, be my guest. Because there's a bunch of us that are ascending. And I thought you had to do that by learning certain lessons and then dying and leveling up. No, you're actually technically leveling up here and now in the biosuit, in your avatar. You are spirits in an avatar. Let me make that perfectly clear. That I know for sure. And what I'm telling you right now, I know for sure. Because I keep getting yes, 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 yes from my team. Look at the stores. What? I will absolutely clarify. I have notes here to make sure I don't forget. But I'm glad you're here to remind me, because I would have, maybe because I've done that, sat here doing videos before and had notes and forgot to look back at them. Yeah. So it's a good thing he's here. Okay. He's part of my team too. It's a team of 4. North, south, east, west. Yeah. Gabriel and Uriel and me. So here's the thing. Ascension. You want to know the truth about Ascension? I'm going to give you the keys. Like the Hierophant card, it has 2 keys at the bottom. Those are the keys to Ascension. And you do it as you're in the biosuit. Okay? You don't have to wait to croak off to go through your what I call a debriefing. And yes, I've seen people go through debriefing. Not everybody gets to do that. But I was privileged enough to actually go to my father's debriefing after he exited the holodeck. Unfortunately, he'll be coming back to this level or lower, I have a feeling. He was in shock. He was a nihilist. He didn't believe there was anything after this. Yeah, I told him. And boy, was he shocked to find out I wasn't lying. There's a lot more after this. Anyway, I digress. So, the polarization, staying in the polarization. So after I did that video for you guys about gratitude, living in the here and now and being grateful for what you have right now. One message that let me make this side note real quick while it's on my mind. When you're eating your food or drinking water or anything, taking substance, including any kind of wisdom that you're ingesting or anything else you're ingesting, be very careful about what you're ingesting. In other words, what you're watching. Stay away from the high drama BS because that will drive your vibration lower and you will be polarized because of it. You won't be able to pass the sword. Okay? So when I did that video about gratitude, I was in so much joy. I was in tears. Okay? Aquarians are very scientific minded and they don't like showing emotion outwardly in public, especially. So for me, that was kind of a breakthrough moment, to say the least. Being in gratitude. Say affirmations, prayers over your food, water, and anything else you're partaking in, that you're taking in. Okay? See if it resonates with your higher self or your team. They'll tell you, pay attention to your dreams. They'll tell you as you're coming in and out of sleep or during your sleep. Or even when you're daydreaming, something will all of a sudden hit your head like a ton of bricks. And you'll be going, ah, like I do. Aha moment, right? Ace of Swords moment, Tower moment. I'm getting a lot of those. Anyway, so I'm getting this Harry Styles song, As It Was, in my head. And it's funny because my husband and I went out last evening and we're getting these weird shifts. That's been happening for years for me. These weird shifts where you're standing there and all of a sudden everything moves, or you felt like maybe you lifted off the ground and moved a little bit. It's freaking weird when you have it happen. It's almost like a sense of vertigo, sort of, but it's not. And I've been getting them too. And it's funny because I'm getting them when I'm sitting down in my head, which is very strange. But anyway, I digress. So these shifts are happening while you're in the biosuit because these graduation gates, these are gates, portals, the 1111 portals. As you pass the test of weighing the heart against a feather, you move through these gates. Now, allow me to explain some more. Quantum physics definitely explains what I'm talking about here. We exist on multiple planes at the same time. Time is actually bullshit. Okay? It's an illusion. You exist literally on different levels, clear down to some very ugly ones. Okay? As you move through these gateways, your essence, your true essence, gets to pass through. Okay? But the thing that you were remains at that level so that it can be there for the others that are coming up and learning. Okay? So when somebody says, forgive somebody for the things that they did to you, because that gives you a release. It doesn't release them, but it releases you, okay? They have a higher self that exists on multiple levels too, just like you do, okay? And we're basically trying to get to our higher self, to where we're whole again, where we merge with our original avatar, so to speak. So that's why when somebody does something ugly to you, thank them for the lesson and move along. So the whole thing about the narcissist thing, the mimes, love them from a distance. They taught you what you needed to know. Thank them and move along. So when they are teaching people to block block them, move past them, and move on with your life, those are excellent words. So these channels that are, even the ones that are wounded or even are narcissists themselves, are acting in a narcissistic fashion with their channels, just like the different levels of tarot readers or spiritual leaders or whatever, they're all there for different levels of where people are at. Say you have somebody that's the mimes. All they're interested in is, I broke up with my boyfriend. Who's he with now? I want a tarot reading. Okay. They're on that level. And there's tarot readers for that level of where they're at vibrating wise, which is way the heck down here at a lower level. Should we be upset with them? No. Should we be sad for them? Yes. Because they aren't graduating. They're not passing the sword. They're not passing it. That's very sad if you think about it. So try not to be angry with them. But just like with those people that are in the mimes and the different levels of people trying to help guide others through the narcissistic or ego-based problems that we've been running into. And it's like somebody left me a comment, and it was a lovely comment. It was a true NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Let's just call it what it is. Ego, super ego would be a good term. Cannot be fixed. Now I have to ponder, were they put into the holodeck programming on purpose to keep us from ascending and making it past the sword? Your job is to make it past the sword, regardless of what's back here that's polarized. Leave it behind. Many of us, including myself, have walked away from family, including our own children. One of the hardest things on the planet to do when you love your children as much as I do. You have to walk away. Because yes, I have children that are operating out of super ego. But what's really amazing is at least two of them are starting to ascend. And they're getting it finally. Yay! Proves that narcissist superegos can learn and heal and evolve and go through these portals and pass these swords, these gateways, the 1111 gateways. It's funny because I went to go back into the deck to find this card because I knew I needed to show it to you to help me to describe to you what ascension is. And no, you don't have to die to make ascension. You're ascending all the time. and there's a whole bunch of levels, and you'll notice some strange things happening as you make these portals, okay, as you're ascending. You'll get those weird shifts, almost feels vertigo, or like everything kind of shifted. It's really weird. And like what my husband and I experienced last night, because we hadn't gone anywhere or really done anything since that video that I did about gratitude. And we went out together to a place we always go to have some dinner. It was like everything had changed. It was really freaking weird, wasn't it, honey?
Yep.
Everything had changed.
Bizarre.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything felt different.
I cannot
It was super weird.
pinpoint what it was, but everything was very different. Yeah, the whole feeling, not worse or better, but just different. It's kind of weird. I
Yeah,
cannot really put it to words, but yeah, it was different.
yeah. It's super freaky. Now, also, let me put something else into your minds here. Think about the Mandela effect. This explains it. Because when you're doing this, you're shifting timelines. When you're making these ascension gates, when you're going up, leaving these others behind that are still polarized in division and stuff, okay? That's why the Mandela effect's happening. There's slight, freakish differences between these timelines, these dimensions. These are like portal gates that we're moving through, where everything's the same, yet it's not quite the same. Okay? Look at those videos. Harry Styles, As It Was, and The Weeknd, I Would Die For You. And Taylor Swift, Lavender Haze. She talks about, I just want to be in the lavender haze. And it shows her wrapped in a cloud, in the clouds at the end. Check it out, I'm not kidding. They're talking to us. Here's something I wrapped my mind around quite some time ago. Is you know how musicians will hear music in their head and they'll put it to the paper and bring it forth, right? Like The Weeknd. And the choreographers that do the choreography for those videos, the screenwriters, whatever, they're all being divinely guided so that we see the signs all around us. Because they're all around us. I'm a semiotician and a spiritualist. I see all the signs. And they're being fed that information via the divine so that we see it. Because they want us to get what they're trying to tell us. Why do you think that everybody's seeing the 1111 on the clock and some of the other angel numbers and stuff? They're trying to help us win the game. And if you try to think about this as a computer program, the holodeck is the astrology. It is the planets above us. Kronos is the timekeeper, Saturn. You want to make ascension? The keys are living in the here and now. Okay? Being happy, projecting love, and being in absolute gratitude no matter what your circumstances are. Those are the keys. What's that?
Shadow work.
Well, yeah, doing shadow work.
Hierophants, right? You were talking about the keys and hierophants. Well, the hierophants, to me, I did a lot of study on tarot, and the hierophant is definitely a card about shadow work. Really, like looking at yourself,
To me,
right?
it's the Hermit card is shadow work.
Well, that's seeking wisdom to me, but
Well, yeah.
shadow. What I know about the Hierophant is um, really looking at yourself. Really, that
And being committed to it,
rule.
because the Hierophant's about commitment.
It's when you really look at the cards, it's like a female. It's strange, a female pope, right? Well, why does it look like a woman? Because it's an internal quality, and it's basically looking at yourself, really. So, what you really got to do is knowing the difference between right behavior and wrong behavior, right? Um, what is a right? What is a right? I can guarantee you nobody, well, almost nobody can answer that. A right is an action that does not hurt any sentient being. It can hurt yourself, but nobody else. That is a right. And a wrong, that's an action that does hurt other beings, right? And I'm not just talking about other humans, but also animals, right? So, what I'm getting at, you need to physically look in the mirror and ask yourself, what have I done wrong in my life?
And you redeem yourself to yourself. You don't have to redeem yourself to anyone else unless you feel compelled to apologize if they are willing to hear you out. If they've blocked you for some reason because you did some sort of ego-based shit, well, redeem yourself to yourself and move on.
Mhm. And also being part of stuff, right? Like, I mean, you don't have to be perfect, but you got to know these things. You got to know where you were wrong and where you are wrong. Like me, for example, I'm not right. I cannot say that I'm a perfect, good human being. Absolutely not. Because I know what is right and I know what is wrong. And I know where I'm going wrong. Because I have done this shadow work, right? So you have to physically really look at yourself and judge yourself, really. And you're going to go, if you do this, you're going to go through a period of it's darkness. It's a darkness for sure. It's almost like a depression, but you internally work through that. You work through it. And I was talking to my wife the other day, and she was like, yeah, when you do that, your review is going to be better, or you're not going to have a review when you pass on, right? That's what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're already working out for yourself where you're going wrong.
And you don't have to go through the debriefing.
That's it. That was the word, the debriefing.
Yeah. That's what I call it, a debriefing. It's, yeah.
But also, when you have done this work, it's a continuous work. It's probably for the rest of your life. Don't just forgive yourself and forgive others for what they did, right? But also, like I said earlier, you gotta take action to the best of your ability to improve yourself based on what you've learned from that shadow work. Yeah. And that is another big key to the ascension process.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So here's the deal. Something that they were telling me while he was talking. What they were telling me is think about Alice in Wonderland, how she falls down that hole. Remember, we are the fallen ones. For those of you who didn't think about that, you hear about the fallen were sent to Earth. Well, where are you? You're in hell, okay? For lack of better terminology. Cast out. And we're trying to get out and get back up, right? Or down, because everything's reversed here. Yeah, I'll get into that later. But think of Alice in Wonderland. how she fell down through those levels to a place that was really freaky. And they were sending her and chasing the white rabbit, right? These are the keys to get out of Wonderland and make it back out of here. So, people that make it through that ascension and never stop this process of walking away from the polarized and being in that gratitude and love, people forgot to just pray over their food. You know, it used to be a thing, sitting down at the table and praying over your food before you ate. You should make it a thing. Not only that, but no matter what it is, try to eat as healthily as possible. But some of you may not be financially able to get that, but you still need to be grateful for what's in front of you. And you still need to bless it that it will give you the nutrients for your avatar, your biosuit, so that you can continue with this process, so you can get past these gates. And you just keep working on it. That's the key. And if you do it right, by the time you your biosuit, you leave it and you actually exit, you'll skip the debriefing and you won't get sent back down the damn rabbit hole to chase rabbits around. Not kidding. It's funny because when I went to find this card was right there below it. The Magician card. Manifesting. This is Manifesting 101. You sit in that energy. There's absolutely nothing you can't do. And I know. Mentally, and with your heart, and with those things working in balance, your mind and your heart, you can move mountains, and I'm not kidding. You can make it rain. I can. Can you? This is what'll get you there. Anyway, we wanted to share that with you because that's my job, to guide in the age of Aquarius. I am an Aquarius after all.
So remember, be the Hierophant, be the ruler within. You got to rule yourself, okay? The opposite side is the Emperor, right? That's the ruler without being a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, without controlling people.
But this shadow work is necessary.
Yeah.
It really is.
You can take these words and run with it, or you can ignore them. It's your choice. We're also going to be doing a video about free will or destiny. So if you guys would like to hear what we have to say about free will and destiny, stay tuned. And I'll continue doing tarot readings because I am your guide and my team is for, well, survival in the age of Aquarius. Anyway, infinite love and gratitude to all of you. Thank you for listening. And we have, exciting times ahead. I'm excited. Yeah, it's just crazy. The stuff we had going on. It's super crazy. Anyway, have a good one.